Welcome to the Unstoppable Story Show with Terrance Leftridge, where we talk to ordinary people with unstoppable stories. Now, here's your host, life accountability coach, Terrance Leftridge. Hey, it is an unstoppable day. Welcome to the Unstoppable Story Show with your host, Terrance Leftridge, as we talk to ordinary people with unstoppable stories. Special edition of the Unstoppable Story Show, where we are doing the Unstoppable Author Showcase, where we feature authors and their books so that you can understand and get enticed, inspired, and motivated to go out and do reading from the phenomenal authors that we have on the show. And today is no exception as we welcome to the show our renowned author, Miss Renee J. Nowlin. Hi, Renee. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing awesome. Excited to be here.
Welcome to the Unstoppable Story Show as you share your phenomenal book with us. And it's entitled Oh, the Places I Have Traveled. So before we get started, why don't you just go ahead and tell us a little bit about Renee J. Nowlin?
Okay. Renee J. Nowlin is a piece of work. And that is one of the pieces in my book. But yes, I am a piece of work. I am a compilation of many things. By day, I'm a banker. I am also a community organizer, a volunteer. I am an award winning writer,
Absolutely.
a poet, spoken word artist, and then in addition to all of that, I am a devout friend and a loving family member.
Well, that's great, and we thank you so much for spending some time with us on the Unstoppable Story Show and sharing your book with us. Oh, the Places I Have Traveled. It is such a great read, and we're going to give you an opportunity at the end of the show to get your personalized signed copy of the book as well. But as we talk about the book, why don't we start about when you actually wrote this book?
The book was actually written over, the pieces in the book were written over around a 7 year period in my life.
Okay.
And they were written just because it was a way for me to express myself. They were not initially written with the thought of becoming a book.
Oh, wow. So what made you decide, or why did you decide to turn it into a book?
I believe that it has been a lifelong process. I've been writing since I was a young child and always enjoyed sharing my writings with my friends in grammar school and high school. And they have always been very encouraging and encouraged me to share my work with others. So eventually their messages rang through to me. It became one of my bucket list items that I wanted to write a book. I was like, you enjoy writing, so you might as well publish a book. And when I finally decided that I was going to write a book in 2015, I first went through all of the pieces that I had written and just started to pull out things at that point that were touching to me. And truly, the book became its own. It took on a life of its own.
Wow. So if someone were to read this title, All the Places I Have Traveled, they would think that this was a travel book. You were talking about different
Right.
destinations that you've been through around the world. But that's not really what this title is all about, huh, Renee?
No, it's not. And as much as I do love to travel, it's not about my travels to other places throughout the country and throughout the world. It's more about my journey in life. As I talked about, the pieces were written through around a 7 to 8 year period. So the pieces are things that I was dealing with in my life throughout that time, or that my friends were dealing with, things that were going on around in the world at that period in time, that I just felt a need to express myself. And I would write about these different things. And it is things that we all deal with. So it's a journey throughout my life within a certain period of time.
I love it. And that's not to say you weren't in different places physically as you were
Absolutely.
going through these things, but it's more about the travel of your life, the physical as well as the spiritual and the mental manifestation of what you were going through, right?
Absolutely.
Wow. We're
Yes.
hanging out with Renee J. Nowlin. She's the author of the book, Oh, the Places I Have Traveled. And we're going to give you the opportunity to get a copy, a signed copy of
Yes.
the book at the end of this presentation. But we're just going to whet your appetite a little bit right now by giving you a couple of excerpts from the book, Oh, the Places I've Traveled. So, what's the first one you're going to talk to the audience about today?
So, the first piece that I'm going to share, and I will say one of my favorite things is finding out as people read my book, what are the pieces that stand out to them, that talk to them. And I'm reading a couple of pieces that you shared with me today.
Okay, so here's Renee J. Nowlin, author of the book Oh, the Places I've Traveled, with her first excerpt, Every Day is a New Beginning.
Yes. Every day is a new beginning. I thank God for each day that I wake up. Each day is the chance for a new beginning. And I wake up excited knowing that today is full of unlimited possibilities. Yesterday, I did the best that I possibly could in all aspects. Even if I didn't, I can't go back and change things. But I'm always happy knowing that at any given moment, I make the best decision I can for that moment and I move on. Granted, there are times that I look back and I think or see vividly how I could have done things differently. But I guess this is part of what is called learning from our mistakes. I've learned not to beat myself up for choices I have made. They are my choices. I've learned that in life, 90% is how I respond, and there are many things in life that I do not control, but I do control my responses, my emotions. So I choose to accept me as a wonderful person full of life, love, and possibilities. And I choose to know that what I didn't do today, there is always tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, it's a chance for a new beginning. Love life, love yourself, love.
Absolutely. Well, I want to do some snaps because that was just a powerful piece from Renee J. Nolan, a new beginning. So, what did that mean to you, having a new beginning and writing it in this book?
It was an inspiration to me. As I shared, this was a time when I was going through various obstacles and challenges. And it was the one day that I was feeling particularly challenged for whatever reason. And what I believe is looking for the good in every situation, surrounding myself with positive affirmations. And in that moment, as I was not feeling that that was one of my best days, I wrote this to myself as inspiration that yes, today may not be a good day, but tomorrow is a new beginning. So you're going to let go of whatever happened today, get a good night rest, and start fresh tomorrow. And it's going to be a good day. It's going to be new possibilities, new beginnings, and we'll take it from there.
And I think that's great for the audience to know because we all go through those days that just aren't that great. Some of those days that we just want to X off the list completely. But your book will inspire them to recognize that no matter what your bad day is like today, you always have the opportunity to have another day for a new beginning.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
Hanging out with Renee J. Nolan, author of the book Oh, the Places I Have Traveled, on the Unstoppable Authors Showcase this afternoon. So, again, the book is a great read, and you've got many, many different stories in the book. But there was a second story that I really loved, and I hope you'll share that excerpt with them right now. And what was that one called?
And that one is called Pieces of Me.
Okay, so here we go. Renee J. Nolan, author of the book Oh, the Places I Have Traveled, with the second excerpt from her book, Oh, the Places I Have Traveled, and that is called Pieces of Me.
Yes. Each time I come out of a relationship, I feel a piece of me is missing. It is never my intent to give it away. As I bring my genuine me, it seeps away, sometimes faster than others. Each time, pieces of me go missing. I'm a romantic at heart and I'm fascinated by love. I love love. Because of my obsession, I can sniff it out. I see it in the way a man looks at a woman, and I watch as she responds to his gaze, touch, kiss. It warms my heart each time I witness, experience, embrace it. Yet each time, pieces of me go missing. Just as love can be exhilarating, it can be heartbreakingly painful. When love is at its best, I feel consumed and fulfilled. I can eat, breathe, crave the love of my life. I'm totally in. When love fades, it feels as if the sun has moved behind the clouds and the stars refuse to shine at night. Life is the same and it is different. Each time, pieces of me go missing. We move in and out of each other's lives in very complicated ways, not always understanding why. It can be a challenge to continue to open yourself to love, to life, and not know the outcome. Yet, this is the definition of faith, the substance of things hoped for but unseen. I continue to search for and embrace love. It can be a healing experience. It has been known to change lives, bring comfort, accept equally, heal souls, embrace individuality, accept differences, inspire creativity, be unconditional, and last a lifetime. Each time I love, a little piece of me goes missing.
Wow. Pieces of Me by Renee J. Nowlin on the Unstoppable Story Show. Part of one of those chapters in the book, Oh, the Places I Have Traveled. And when you think about that, when we travel, whether we physically travel or whether we have traveled spiritually and mentally on this journey called life, we live a little piece of us each and every place we go. Would you agree with
I
that?
totally agree with that.
I love the fact that you can always leave a little piece of you with someone else. Now, we all hope that it will be a positive
Yes.
experience, but we also face the fact that sometimes it can be a negative experience or it can be a learning experience. But nevertheless, each time we travel this journey, each place it takes us to, we leave a little piece of us with it, and other people leave a little piece of them with us as well.
Very true.
I love it. And I love how you expressed it so prophetically in that passage. I was just transported to where you were. I felt like I was part of your story in that story. So that is a great thing about books. They give you the opportunity to be a part of someone else's journey and make that journey your own. Would you agree with that?
I would totally agree. And it's a way to connect to people, exactly as you were saying, that you were able to feel yourself in that piece. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy is that people are feeling connected to different parts of the book because it's things that we all are dealing with. You know, it's the journey of life takes us in so many directions and up and down hills and dealing with all types of emotions. And we're not alone in this journey in life.
I love it. We're not alone in this journey called life. That's only what you're going to get when you get a copy of Renee J. Nolan's book called Oh, the Places I Have Traveled. And we're going to give you the opportunity to get your signed copy of the book at the end of this broadcast. But we want to talk to you, Renee, and just get from you your personal reasons why someone should read the book and what they're going to get out of reading this book.
Well, one of the things that someone shared with me, and I like to share this with other people, a lady read my book and she says that my book makes her heart smile. And what I have found, as I mentioned, that this book took on its own life is that I believe my book is meant to be an inspiration to others, to encourage others, to remind people that we have to take time for ourselves and we have to remember to love ourselves and that each of us are loved and each of us makes a difference in this world. We all have something to contribute. So this book can be an inspiration for you to let you know that yes, you may be dealing with something, but you're not the only one that has dealt with it. Hopefully, you will feel connected to me in a way as you're reading throughout my journey in life and experiencing the different things that I dealt with throughout that 7 year period when these pieces were written. The things that range anywhere from love, loss, community, romance, heartbreak. There's a little fantasy in it, it's a little sci fi. So it's something for everyone, but just a reminder that we all are connected on a much deeper level than we realize sometimes, that we're more alike than different.
Absolutely. I know when I read the book, I could feel your loss in some of your passages. I could feel your pain in some of your passages, but I could also feel the joy in
Yes.
some of your passages as well. So I know if I felt that, then everybody who gets a copy of your book is going to feel those same ways. And you mentioned that one of your readers told you that it made their heart smile. And I saw you smile when you read that comment. So
Right.
let's talk about what have other readers who have read your book, what kind of testimonials have they given you about the book?
Sure. Thank you for asking. I pulled a couple things off of Amazon because, of course, you're always welcome to get a signed copy from me directly, but the book is available on Amazon. And there is one Amazon customer, they remain anonymous, but I love what they wrote. They said, helpful, entertaining read. The author, Renee Nowlin, takes us through many topics such as heartbreak, Black love, and hope. I love the journey she took us, the reader, on. My favorite poem, Where Do We Go From Here, encapsulates a feeling of new love well. Great book.
Love it. Absolutely. Great book. Any other testimonials?
I do have another one I'll share, and there are more out there on Amazon as well as on my Facebook page. And I love it that people share what their favorite piece is, just like you did, because that gives me an opportunity to connect with each individual differently. And then also, it creates different questions that everyone has. Another reader, and Rita from Chicago, wrote a wonderful compilation which captures vivid memories. Renee Nolan's wonderful compilation, Oh, the Places I Have Traveled, are both entertaining and enlightening. She uses words masterfully to transport readers to a place in their own childhood or back on the block, and forces us to recount the places we have traveled. My personal favorite is My Journey of Discovery, a light skinned girl's battle with color, but only if forced to choose to select only one favorite. Well done, Miss Nolan. Well done.
I love it. And the one thing about testimonials, if you say your book is good, well, that's just you saying it. But if you can get a reader to give you a testimonial, just like those beautiful testimonials that you just read about how good this book is, then that makes it true. So we want you to recognize from the readers that have already read this book that this is a powerful, masterfully written book that's going to take you on your own journey, whether it's back on your own block or whether it is halfway around the world as you travel in your own journey of this thing called life. So we definitely want you to reach out to Renee and get your signed copy of the book, Oh, the Places I Have Traveled, so that you can experience what these other readers have already experienced, their own masterful journey that took them back to their own place and time of when they were feeling what they were feeling on their own journey on this thing called life. So in order for them to do that, then Renee, you got to tell us, how can they get a signed copy of your book, Oh, the Places I've Traveled?
Well, there are a couple different ways. You can reach out to me via my email at reneejnolan@gmail.com. I will be happy to send a signed copy of the book to you. The book is $15 plus shipping and handling. And then today, I'll share a special piece that I'll be happy to include in there. So you'll get a sneak peek at some of my current writing that will be in a future book that I plan to share at some point. And also in 2020, I will be doing a book tour throughout Chicago. So I will be happy to keep in touch with everyone that reaches out to me to let them know about the locations and places of my book tour any other special events that I'll be at, or if you just want to reach out and talk to me more about the pieces that touched you. If you have questions and you want to connect, I'll be happy to do that as well.
Okay, so let's recap. To get your signed copy of the book, Oh, the Places I've Traveled by Renee J. Nowlin, simply reach out to her at her email at reneejnowlin@gmail.com. It's on the screen right now. You can sign up to be a part of her email list, and then you will also be able to stay in contact with her as she has her upcoming events. She already talked about Chicago tour, and I bet once you get a copy of this book, you're going to want to bring her to a city or a town near you as well. But wait, there's more. If you also go ahead and sign up for your signed copy of the book at reneejnowlin@gmail.com, you will get your own personalized copy of this sneak peek excerpt from her next book that she's going to share with us today. And Renee, so what is that sneak peek that you want to give the audience?
Ooh.
Only those people who sign up can get a copy of your book
Yes.
at reneejnowlin@gmail.com.
Okay. And this piece kind of encapsulate a place that I traveled to, as well as the experience that I had when I traveled there. I went to Jamaica last year with a group of girlfriends, and we had a wonderful time.
Girls trip in Jamaica.
Yes, yeah, man. And I came back, of course, feeling relaxed and renewed and rejuvenated and inspired.
Okay.
And so this piece is called Giving Thanks. Giving thanks. 8 amazing, beautiful, sultry hot days. 7 relaxing, fun-filled evenings. Music streaming continuously. Star-filled skies, beautiful flowers, rejuvenating, reconnecting, rejoicing in the wonder of God, admiring the beauty of His creation, exhaling, white sand beaches, clear blue water, giving thanks. Negril, 9 Mile, Scotty's, Mobe, sunset at Rick's Cafe, massages on the beach, delicious cuisine prepared with love, private villa, pool, jacuzzi, giving thanks, speeding up the twisting hills of Jamaica, adventures galore, the great Bob Marley, Tree of Life, Jamaican rum, trip of a lifetime, until next time, giving thanks, living like a VIP, being treated like the queen I am, feeling like a total diva, wanting it to never end. Pictures, laughs, smiles, and hugs. Pose, snap, repeat. Memories forever. Yes, there will be a next time. Giving thanks.
Absolutely. Sneak peek, y'all, of one of her upcoming excerpts of her next book, Renee J. Nowlin, hanging out with us here on the Unstoppable Authors Showcase, the Unstoppable Stories Show. Only you can get your own copy of that piece, Jamaica Man, by going to reneejnowlin@gmail.com and getting a signed copy of the book, Oh, the Places I Have Traveled. Oh, the Places I Have Traveled by Renee J. Nowlin. Go to reneejnowlin@gmail.com. $15 plus shipping and handling, your signed copy, plus you'll get this excerpt from the poem that she just read to you today. Well, our time is up, Renee, but it's been great hanging out with you on the Unstoppable Author Showcase with the Unstoppable Story Show. Thank you so much for sharing your journey of the places you have traveled. It's an inspiring, it's a scintillating, it's a motivating read. And if I enjoyed it, I know the rest of our Unstoppable audience will enjoy it as well. Any final thoughts before we let you go?
I just would like to say thank you for having me on the show. It has been a pleasure. And I would like to thank anyone that has purchased my book, that is considering to purchase my book. I hope that you will connect and find it inspiring to you. And then feel free to share the love.
Absolutely. That's Renee J. Nowlin, reneejnowlin@gmail.com. Go get your copy of the book, Oh, the Places I Have Traveled, and stay connected with her for current events and other books as they come out. And as always, you know what I say, wherever you are in the world today, don't just make it a great day. Go out and get your copy of All the Places I've Traveled and make it an unstoppable day. Take care.
Whew.